Good morning, Block Island Race Week. It's Tuesday, so that means it's Regatta Craft Mixers Race Day. Regatta makes the premium carbonated mixers you're enjoying at the Regatta tent this week. Before we get to this morning's McMichael weather briefing, presented by SeaTactics Chelsea Freas, here's a word from McMichael Yacht Yards Brokers, who have made possible these daily weather updates. McMichael Yacht Yards Brokers is a leading yacht dealer representing quality brands including J-Boats, Hans's, Daler, Rick, Amel, AB Inflatables, and now Marex Boats, the luxury family cruising yachts. The Scandinavian family of Marex boats has been popular in Europe for decades. Now, Marex is coming to the US. The unique aspect of Marex boats is they're designed specifically with family cruising in mind. Spacious, well-thought-out interiors, exceptional fit and finish, and many subtle design features make every Marex special. See for yourself this afternoon on the outer dock of Champlain's, where McMichael will have a new Marex on display. Contact McMichael for more information on Marex boats. Marex, King of the Sea. Now here's Chelsea to let us know what to expect today on Block Island Sound.
Good morning, competitors. Welcome to day 2 of Block Island Race Week, Tuesday. We're starting off the morning looking at the visible satellite image where you can see just a little bit of clouds, kind of especially over the Cape and Islands, a little bit over Block, but also this blue color here that you can see turning to a white as the sun comes up in the image is a little bit of patchy fog. So we do have a little bit of fog around this morning, but we're expecting it to dissipate right around 10 a.m. So give it a couple of hours and then it should be turning nice and sunny after that. Our big weather picture today shows that we've got a trough over New England, which is dropping lower pressure across our area. Essentially, it just means we're going to have some southwest breeze today. So it looks a little tiny bit windier than yesterday, and this is a gradient breeze, which is brought by like the larger weather system rather than a sea breeze. If we take a look at what the wind speeds are doing right now, or actually as of about 20-30 minutes ago, we were around 10-12 knots Block Island, and you can see a lot of the other observations up in New England are much lighter, but all kind of southwest. In the eastern part of Long Island Sound, they're actually a little bit west, and so if you remember from yesterday, the west and southwest is good for a little bit of building breeze through the afternoon. Buzzards Bay Tower is up near around 15 this morning, so that's the larger gradient. We're not going to see quite that much, I don't think, unfortunately, just because we do still have that warm layer inversion still in place today like we did yesterday. So that also means, at the surface of the water, it's going to seem just a little bit lighter than it is higher up. There's a little bit of wind shear. The winds are turning a little bit right with height today with wind shear. So at the surface, it may be a little more left and the surface of the water may look light, whereas top of the mast or some of these readings might be just a little higher than that. Like I mentioned, this morning, we're kind of sitting right around 10-12 knots at Block, but I wanted to show you can see our forecast models are all in pretty good agreement, and they're all kind of dipping down a little bit over the next few hours. So this breeze that we're seeing is going to last maybe another hour or so, then it's going to dip down, decreasing a few hours, and then kind of a slow build for the afternoon. So not a quick increase, nice and gradual, but the wind is going to back a little bit. So this morning we're 220s and a little bit right of that. And as it increases through the afternoon, we're going to see a little bit of backing. All right. So again, with the green and white circles on the top and the blue for the bottom, we can see that we're starting off pretty light, single digits. Again, the lightest part of the day is kind of that 10, 11 o'clock. It should be starting to build by 12. So between 12 and 1, we're seeing it go a little bit up closer to 10 knots. but I think we'll probably still be in the single digits. It should get a little bit breezier, a little faster at the offshore course, the blue course, whereas the further north courses may take a little longer today. And then you can see, again, by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I really have maybe 10 or 11 knots tops. And again, it's a slow kind of building process. The backing initially is in the morning, so the left shifting is happening in the morning. Once we get to about 1 or 2, it should be more of an oscillating breeze, less of left shift and backing, and more back and forth, maybe even a little bit of ticks to the right in the later part of the afternoon as it builds a little bit. We may see up to like 12 or 13, but again, that's later in the day. It's like 4 o'clock and on. So slower process today. All right, this is just a little bit of visual. You can see, again, a little bit lighter here at 12. By the time we get to 1, we're seeing some of this pressure increasing. It looks like there's more pressure kind of over that way. I think that's just a feature of the model, but we should be kind of around that 7 to 9 here at 1 o'clock. You can see it's building again slowly. 2 o'clock, we're getting more 10. That green color here is 10 knots. We're getting more of the 10 knots showing up. 3 o'clock, should be filling a little bit nicer, and I think this is the time where we start seeing it really oscillating back and forth and maybe even ticking right a little bit. Today I did want to show you guys a little bit of currents. We didn't get to it yesterday, but this is from Current Lab, and there is a Rhode Island Sound model. So you can access this yourself and actually see these streamlines in motion and see the speeds and all of that by going to Current Lab, and you can subscribe to their Rhode Island Sound model. But I have permission to show you guys some snapshots for today, and I'll try to do this every day as well. It looks like it's going to be pretty slack tide around 11. 12 o'clock starting to pick up a little bit, especially around 1BI, the northern end and southern end, where it's kind of wrapping around block. But in the green and maybe part of the white course area, it's still a little bit slack and maybe actually flowing a little bit towards block. It's getting stronger as we go through the afternoon, 1 o'clock and onward. It's again looks much stronger, kind of in a north to south direction for the southern part of Block Island. And then northern, I don't know if the north course areas will actually see any of this current, but it's starting to push more north towards 1BI in this area. So probably strongest on the offshore courses, and maybe a little bit of a split right across kind of white and green courses. 2 p.m. it's continuing to increase, again with that split kind of between north and south. So look out for kind of where you are in that range. And then 3 o'clock, it looks like it's starting to back off a little bit. Still pretty strong in the southern part offshore of block, but getting a little bit weaker towards the middle, and then again weakening as we get into 4 p.m. All right, I hope you guys have a great day racing today. Can't wait to see you guys again tomorrow.
Thanks, Chelsea. Now here's today's Race Week fun fact. For many years, a large portion of the fleet slept on their boat. Every morning, they would be awakened by a floating Dixieland band circling the harbor on a powerboat playing good morning, it's great to stay up late," from Singing in the Rain. Well, Chelsea will be back tomorrow about the same time for another McMichael weather briefing. And remember to listen at 0900 for today's race committee's announcement. For the Storm Trysail Club, this is Buttons Padine saying, see you in the tent.